Welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast with Scott McKenzie. Scott is a passionate industry professional dedicated to transferring cutting-edge, industry-focused innovations and trends while highlighting the men and women who keep the world moving. So put on your hard hat, grab your work boots, and let's go.
All right, once again, thank you very much for joining Industrial Talk, and thank you so much for your support. We are on site, Austin, Texas, Q4, the OMG working groups. You know, I've got to improve upon that, Gan. I just do. It's easier for conferences, but this one's so unique. This one's so special. And I'm just telling you, it is... I can't even tell people to put it on there. They have to be a part of OMG. See the struggle I go through? This is my struggle. I'm living the struggle. But this platform is dedicated to all industrial professionals around the world because you are bold, brave, you dare greatly, you're changing lives, therefore you're changing communities, and you're changing the world. We celebrate you on this platform each and every day. In the hot seat, we have a gentleman by the name of Gan Wang. Yes. See, I'm gonna butcher it. See, you can do that. It's all good. And we're gonna be talking a lot about stuff. And you just need to stay tuned because this guy understands. Let's get cracking. See, how do you say the company's name?
Dassault Systems.
Dassault Systems. There you go. See, it's Gan, Dassault, and then Wang.
See? Yeah, Gan Wang. Working for Dassault Systems.
There it is, man. There it is. He summed it up just in a great way. So, with that said, give us a little background.
Yes.
Into who you are.
Oh, wow.
And dazzle people. Don't let them down because you are a dazzling individual.
Oh. Thank you. First of all, thank you for inviting me and giving this opportunity and this. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. Now, see, and again, we have this conversation all the time, and it's a debate. It's really about me and my learning, and the listeners' learning, and you are the hero. So, put that, take that and run with it. Yeah. Wear that cape. So, background there, Gan.
Yes, and so like I said, I'm Gan Wang, working for Dassault Systems. Something I had to practice.
Yeah.
Thank you. So my role is the focal point with the liaison between Dassault Systems and the systems community, including OMG, or the Object Management Group. Right. So as a part of my job, I sort of gauge the strategic alliance between the OMG initiatives and our own strategy, and coordinate our resources and efforts to support OMG initiatives and task forces, right? But most of all...
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to be a good representative of the company, to brand company's capabilities.
And you definitely don't let anybody down. That's for doggone sure, because you are definitely not doing that. All right, Dassault Systems. Let's just help the listener understand who they are. What is it?
Yeah. So Dassault Systems is a software company, but it's a technology solution provider. Right. It's the 3D experience platform. We have end-to-end solutions for digital engineering, product design, architecture, manufacturing, for the entire system life cycle. So this is the environment we provide to our customers so that they can create digital twin and create wonderful solutions with our platform.
So if I was who are your customers? Like, not I don't want names. I just want to know who would be coming to Dassault Systems.
Yeah. So I had to look it up. Right. We have amazingly, I was floored, over 300,000 corporate customers.
No way.
Oh, no way, exactly. Huh. And they are from 11 different industries, over 130 different countries. Huh. Just amazing. So
how has the company been in business?
Oh, since early 80s, 1980s, right? And everything that you see and you feel in your life, whether you fly, you drive, you live, chances are the products with the environment, it was built and designed built by our solutions.
No way.
Yeah, it's amazing. I had to study it up myself.
Wow. That's what makes this opportunity to talk to people. This is the aha moment. It's like, no way, I didn't know that. So, but if I was I'll come to you. I'm Dassault. Right. I'm Scott McKenzie. I need to go to Dassault because I have this idea. I have this idea of a system. Is that how it starts? Just help me understand the interaction between the customer and Dassault.
Right. So our engagement with our customers, just like you said, interactive, right? Yeah. So we're part of their life and they're part of ours. So, right from the very the start, from their business model, from their company strategy, from their product strategy, we're very much engaged, right? So we're not like, in the transactional relationship, I need X, therefore I provide X. But we're part of you, the customer, right? We understand your technology roadmap, your product offerings. So we then strive the hardest to provide the right kind of solution to enable you for your products and services.
I'm glad. I'm glad that's the case because I mean, I wouldn't even know where to begin. It always blows my mind. The other thing that blows my mind, and that's why you're here, you're the liaison that represents Dassault, is that a lot of what you're talking about, of course, requires some sort of standards. It's just, you just can't just go off like the Wild West over here. You've got to be able to sort of have some standards and saying this is how we approach it. This is what makes it different. And because we have OMG, but you're part of what Congress or what consortium are you a part of?
Right.
Don't call them committees. Don't.
No.
Steven's going to go. Don't do that. So what consortium are you a part of?
Yes. So we're part of the OMG, the Standard Development Organization. We've been there for many years, close to 20 years. We're also part of the Digital Twin Consortium. And this is the consortium dedicated to development and deployment and adoption of digital twin technology. We're also part of something called AREA, Augmented Reality for Enterprise Alliance. Right. Yeah, this is about the immersive technology, which we have some expertise in, and trying to help to promote that adoption of that technology.
See, I was having a conversation, and it was when we start talking about augmented reality, digital twin. This is really fascinating stuff, and it requires because it's still relatively new.
Yes.
And so you still have to begin to debate what those standards need to be and why.
Right.
And so you're speaking here. What are you speaking on?
So yes. I thank you for mentioning that.
It's right there on the
card. It's right there on the paper.
I can say speaker, and it's in red and gold.
Right. I was asked to present it at the plenary tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about something called a virtual twin, right? And this is a companion concept to digital twin, which represents essentially a technology or methodology that using the virtual representation of real to really simulate and predict and experience the real in the virtual environment. It's all about experience, right? It's about what you can, as a driver or rider in a car, would experience today or in the future that you haven't experienced in the virtual environment without you being in the car.
Okay, so what we have is you have what you call virtual twin.
Yes.
You popped in simulations, so I can, and I'm trying to create a very simple use case. Mm-hmm. You pulled up a car, so I'm in a car, but it's a virtual car, right. And then I can then experience sort of that simulation in that car of whatever it might be, but I have to, and then I can change it because it is a simulation. Right. I can just well, what about this? And what about changing it this way or whatever? Is that all a part of it?
Yes, that absolutely is all a part of it, right? So you think about, the transportation industry is really going through a transformation, right?
It is,
right,
it really
right. It is, no longer about cars or driving. You think about, if you just close your eyes, imagine where it's coming, where it has come from the last decades, right? And to where it's going. It's no longer about driving. It's about mobility and how you actually, commute or transport from point A to point B in a environment by which is defined by your own preference. How you want to enjoy that ride, right? And if you want to drive or you want to be driven, and if you're driven in an autonomous mode, what would you do when you ride that journey, right? And can we imagine something that's unimaginable? Right? Can we fly? Maybe not, but then we can try. If you want to try that in a real car, you might get into trouble, but not in a virtual environment.
See, this is what makes this organization, this OMG organization, with all these individuals so amazing, because it's not just the fact that you're coming up with, it's the dreaming and then putting it into reality. You're just like, hey, okay, we're going over to this bar. We're going to have some drinks here, but we're going to talk about some stuff and be able to sort of really dream in that sense. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
So here's my dream. Mm-hmm. To do a podcast in a self-driving car.
Right.
Have an interview virtually. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
It's like, we're
absolutely.
here right now. Check it out.
Absolutely. How about come to Paris? Come to our Dassault headquarters.
Yeah.
We'll sit you in that environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can do a podcast from there, right?
Yeah.
And then say, hey, what about this? What about that? And seriously, we can enumerate through all different kinds of real world scenarios. Some real, some imagined, but that's fine. And that's how you push the boundary of technology.
You're amazing. That's just amazing stuff.
Yeah.
I just my. So you're going to be talking about that. Mm-hmm. You're a board of directors. I see that too. Of what?
Of the OMG, the company,
right?
The body that
I got you.
That manages all the consortium, including OMG, the Standard Development Organization.
Okay, I got that. I just saw that, but now I'm moving on again. So here we are. We're creating a virtual, virtual twin. Mm-hmm. You're creating simulations. But then you can take that simulation and then put it into reality. It's like okay, we've tested, we've used all of the simulation tools and whatever, and then we can put it in. It works. Let's do it.
Right.
And then that's where then that's a whole nother level of. You got it here. You're saying that's right. There's a cost effectiveness around that. It's like if I could simulate it over here and get it all tweaked and.
Correctly, then yes, and absolutely, you hit it right on the head, right? So why we do this? Yeah. Why we do this, right?
Yeah.
As we talked about early on, your iPhone is small, but it's so complex. It's so complex. Not everybody can do it, right? Only one company that can do it, right? But that is just a case in point of the world we're living today. Everything's getting so complex. Right? So complex.
Yeah.
And so the product development cycle getting longer and getting a lot more expensive today, right? So applying the virtual twin technology would actually, reduce the cost.
Yes.
When you actually build it, you have a higher level of confidence you're actually doing it right. You're actually doing the right thing in the first place. Right?
Yeah.
And then with the reduced cost and most importantly, reduced cycle time so you don't churn, right? You can actually deliver the capability in the end user's hands much sooner. Not only that, once they have it, you can, in real time, to get the real experience data back to the virtual world, continuously upgrade, improve that experience, and tighten that cycle of improvement.
See, look at me. Yeah. I'm all giddy now. See, what was interesting, because I had this conversation with somebody, and I said it's just getting more complex, just in general, and just the world. What you guys talk about here, what you're addressing, it's just sometimes it's overwhelming. It's like it's so complex. You see it, you see the, but just the principles or the concepts behind simulation and being able to do it and tweaking it there, and that to me is just a brilliant approach to a complex type of world. I just think it's amazing. It was just like an epiphany. It's like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and absolutely. I mean, and I think where we're going to is going to be a combination of a real versus plus virtual. We're going to live in there, not only as a designer, but the end user, right?
Yeah.
And today, you have a lot of virtual reality technology in your life already without noticing it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm not a predictor, I don't have,
Yeah, but you're in the trenches with all of these conversations.
But I was saying that the virtual components in our life is going to become more without us knowing it.
So here's the funny thing. It's not funny. So our son has a VR, has a goggles, right?
Sure. Right.
And I'd gone, what is it, right?
Yeah.
Well, so what?
Right.
And he had this driving, right? Just a driving game. And I know it's beyond that, but it was just so immersive. It's like you can truly create, and there's some pushback. There's some people saying, is that really good for you? Right. Yeah, right, okay, that's way beyond my pay grade. However, but the reality is that there's that ability to be able to truly simulate something, get it honed in, and then put it into a sort of a real type of. I just think it's brilliant.
Right. It's just to think about it.
Brilliant.
If you're driving the real car, and somehow you have an avatar in the virtual world and to guide you through and enrich your experience. Then we're talking about actually using a product, actually experience an environment. You have this virtual environment. So it's not only limited to the design and build phase, it is really in the operational, in your user experience phase. And it's the potential is boundless, right? So it makes us all feel like, wow.
Don't you want to be younger? I want to be younger.
I know. I want to relive this life.
I do. I just, and it's sort of interesting because the technology is available to make it happen. Mm-hmm. And even that, just the ability, the computing capability is just getting better and better, and being able to do this is just, it helps support these endeavors.
Yeah, exactly. With the cloud and edge computing, you don't even know.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't even know what happened, but you don't care, do you?
No.
You want your experience.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. I'm putting on the old hat, and it was just like when you've got these systems today in the cloud that improvements just happen. Mm-hmm. And it's like, hey, check that out. That's better. Exactly. You just merely go about the business, and it's like, hey, that's better. All right,
that's
cool.
better. Hey, I like it.
It's like update. Hey, here's an update. That's better.
That's right. Yeah, amazing how things work together on a small piece of real estate right here, right?
It is just like that's better. All right, cool. And we just. And maybe it's just me, but I'm always amazed at that it just happens.
Yes.
It just does. You're amazing. Gone.
We're done? Well, no.
Well, hold it. Hang tight. I'm the professional here.
Oh, man.
How do people get a hold of you?
Oh, yes. Very easy.
Yes?
My first name, Gan.
Gan Wang.
Wang, W-A-N-G, at number 3. ds3ds.com.
Check it out. I got it. I'm looking at your card. You're a doctor, too.
Oh, thank you very much.
Doctor. You were absolutely spectacular. We could have had this conversation going on and on and on.
Right. I enjoyed it so much.
And I'm going to take you up on the Paris trip.
Yes,
just telling
please.
you, don't go away. We're going to be right back. All right, listeners, we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to have all of the contact information for Gan out on Industrial Talk. You know that. You got to reach out to this guy. He will blow your mind. Like he blew mine. And it's exciting. All right, we're going to be right back. Stay tuned.
You're listening to the Industrial Talk Podcast Network.
2 words, mind-blowing. Gan Wang, Dassault Systems. You got to check them out. I mean, this is amazing stuff. I mean, these individuals like Gan, Team Dassault, and others at OMG, at IIC, at all of those consortiums, they're thinking through the solutions. They're solving problems. They're putting little guardrails around it because you need to have standards associated with this rapidly changing technology, industrial technology world. You just have to, and you need individuals like Gan and others to help you on that journey. That was fantastic. Also, you need to consider, look out to omg.org. Look at what they have to offer. Participate. Be a part of the growing network of really insightful professionals. They're just doing amazing things. My mind always goes kaboom, kaboom. All right, we're going to have a lot more. So there's Gan and others are happening at OMG and IIC and all of the consortiums. There are going to be more coming from this particular quarterly meeting. So stay tuned. Do not go away.